Okay, so I'm trying to eliminate an echo here on this screen recording. Hopefully you can hear me. So from the widget, you're going to pick out the course that you're in, right? So I'm going to go to our course right here. And from there, once this comes up, you can see the class information is on the left. Now, the schedule, right, of what's due is here. You may have it collapsed, so you need to hit that little arrow there. So as you can see, initial introduction discussion board post is due by Friday. Now, even though it says 10 a.m., midnight is really the due date for all of these things. For the schedule to show up, I have to put it a little bit earlier, and if I don't put a midnight in date, it disappears as soon as that's passed. So that's not entirely useful. So I usually put like 10 to midnight on these due dates, but midnight is when they're due. You're also going to be responding to two peers discussion boards at that point. You're going to take the MSVE pretest and then the getting started quiz. So I'm going to go over where all that stuff is very quickly. You can use this right here, this Start Here widget, to go directly to things. Now, the Little Brown Essential Handbook. None of our assignments are going to be based in that, right? You don't necessarily have to get that to pass the course. It's helpful for the quizzes. It has information on MLA, but all that information could also be acquired either through the YouTube videos that I give you the modules, or if you look up something online. But it is there, and the pages are there for the quizzes on the schedule so that you know where to read to prepare for the quizzes. So the Getting Started quiz there, you go over the syllabus. You don't have to go over it in great depth, but just a little bit, and then take that. You have two chances with every quiz. Now, writing exercise 1, the introduction board, I'll show you how. You can do the link here, but there's another way to get to it as well. So there's my contact information. That phone number there will forward to my cell. You'll have to leave your name and I'll accept the call. This is an online course, so there's not really a location or a day and time. These are the office hours when I'm readily available. If you email me outside that, obviously I'm still going to answer it in some timely fashion there, but this is when I'm supposed to be, kind of tethered to my phone and email in a way. I still may be meeting with someone or doing some other preparation, so I may not be able to answer immediately. If you need to meet with me outside of that, then we can always make an appointment. I do teach a couple other classes, but yeah, I'm willing to work with you there. This is a tentative schedule of the course here. So you may find when you get to the bottom of these news items that it ends, right? So you'd have to hit show all news items, which would show up at the bottom, and the course schedule would show up there. Don't dismiss the course schedule, right? So we're not having any official meetings, so you can kind of ignore the start of the week, but if you look at it, it just kind of shows what you would look under that week, what you would be completing. Normally the stuff's going to be due at the end of the week there, and I'll also be putting it on the schedule at the right. This is a little subject to change. The first 2 weeks are pretty much set in stone, though. That's how they're going to be for sure, and over the next couple days I may be updating some of the other things there. So now let me show you how to find stuff. So if you go up to the top of the course, under Course Information Content, that's where all the modules are. So if I click on that, right, then I can see, okay, the syllabus, the MSV pretest link, some of the writing sample information. So you're going to have 1 week to do this writing sample, and you're going to submit it in the Dropbox. So if I click on that, it gives me my instructions right there. You get to choose one of these topics. Now, I want to see how you write. So these aren't great topics, right? You're going to have to decide how you introduce it, how you flow from one piece of information to the next, and then how you conclude it. So take about, 50 minutes. It will be about a class time. That's how we would normally do that. And then you'll submit it in the Dropbox there. So I'm going to go back to the Getting Started one. The syllabus is up under this first syllabus link here. You can peruse it at your leisure. I'm not going to go over all of it. It has my contact information there, phone number to reach me at, the outside email for Walter State, my supervisor's name, all that stuff. So you can go over it. Primarily, though, we want to be able to write compelling essays and statements and communicate effectively by the end of the course. This includes having a main argumentative thesis statement for your writing, and engaging in the writing process. And everyone has a different writing process, but we're going to do a little bit of outlining, a little bit of drafting, a little bit of pre-writing as the course goes on here. Now, if you are in the learning support section of this class, all you need to do this week is the pretest, right? And then next week we'll start with the content of that one. So for right now, there's really not any content or due dates except the pretest you have to worry about for the English 0804. If you're not signed up for it, you're just in the English 1010. So you'd know, right? You'd know. So that doesn't apply to everyone here. So I'll talk about my grading more as the semester goes on and you see my feedback. This first week, nothing is high stakes, right? Don't plagiarize. Turn in your own work. If you have questions, contact me through eLearn or phone number. So you can go over all of this stuff. The important drop date is 10:30. Okay, so that's that. If you have any other questions or concerns, please feel free to contact me. The library, if you have some technology issues, does have laptops to check out for the semester. I don't know what the status of this though. So that's the Morristown Library. The bookstore hours are, I think, 10 to 4 or thereabouts. So just be, aware that they're not going to be open all the time. And that's Monday through Thursday. Friday, I think they have like a curbside pickup or something like that. So if you're trying to get your books, you want to factor that in as well. So, okay, now the important part, where you turn in stuff. Assessments. You've got discussions, Dropbox, quizzes. Okay, if you need to contact me, email right there, right? You can email, you can type in Mark, M-A-R-C, and I should come up there. My name is right below that widget there, right? You can see it right there. So that's how you spell my name. So under assessments, for the discussion board that's due Friday, right? If you go down, I may be taking some of these discussions out, right? Under Austin Powers here, writing exercise 1, discussion board. If you click on this, it gives you some instructions for that. If you click on it, you can start a new thread, right? When that comes up, you start a new thread. By Sunday, you're going to have to reply to 2. So I see a couple people have already done that. Awesome. So that's how you find the discussion board. You can go through discussions there. Dropbox. You are going to be using the Dropbox to submit most assignments. We're not going to worry about the academic integrity contract. Do your own work. Follow the course guidelines and rules. Have that, integrity when you're doing your assignments there. And if you have questions, you can always contact me. The sample paper here, if you click on that and upload that, that's the writing sample. And I'll be going over the instructions for the final narrative descriptive paper. So the first thing that you're turning in by next Monday, that sample paper topic, you would turn in right here if you click on it. And then you would have the option to add a file, right? And then you would submit at the bottom there. So there's that submission at the bottom. So that's how you would use the Dropbox. And then finally, we have the quizzes. Okay. So don't get ahead. I am going to, even though they're departmental quizzes, there's a few things I want to change. So for the first week, you're going to do the MSV pretest, and you're going to do the Getting Started quiz. Those are due by Sunday at midnight. For the second week, right, you're going to do quiz 1 and quiz 2. And I'm going to be uploading a YouTube video with some information about how to complete those quizzes. So you don't need to feel that you need to rush and do them now. Don't go past quiz 2, right? I'm going to try to get that YouTube video up as quick as possible. So real quickly, when you're from the course home, once again, course information, course content is where everything is. If you need to get a hold of me, communication email, or you respond to one of the general emails that I send. Assessments, Dropbox, quizzes, discussion boards. And that should be the majority of the things you have to use at this point. I'm going to go ahead and end this recording. Good luck with your semester. I hope that you're able to effectively use all this stuff. And if you have any questions or concerns, please contact me.